We are back. Can you hear me, sir? All right, Tony has clicked out. He's going to join us back. Everyone joining us on the show today, we have reality wrestling TV champion, Mr. Edge Stone. Ed Stone, welcome to the show, my man.
Yo, everybody, how we doing? How's it going? How's it going? Thank you for having me.
No problem, man. We're just trying to clear up these technical difficulties we having right now. But other than that, we are good. I am glad to have you on the show. So it's Tantalizing Tony, who I'm about to bring back in here.
Good to be here, man. Good to share. Good to share what I can.
Hey, you guys hear me, right? I left the room so it should come in. Maybe it was me. I don't know. So I try to leave so maybe up the connection.
I can hear you. I can hear you, boss.
Hey, it's good to meet you, my friend.
Cool.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Thank you guys for having me, man.
We apologize for technical difficulties. This never happens. It must be one of your opponents trying to sabotage you. Maybe they're scared that you're the television champion and they know what's going to happen in the next match. So I think it's some kind of shenanigans going on, man.
It wouldn't surprise me, but if I find out who's doing it, they getting their ass whooped.
That's what we talking about.
Let me ask you a question real quick, Mr. Stone. So
yes,
other than whipping ass physically, I know you got a degree in psychology, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So you not only beat them in the ring, you beat them with your mind. You play the mind games on them too, I see, right?
Oh, absolutely. You learn an opponent mentally, you can beat them. You can beat them any way physically.
I like that. There's a method to your madness. I like that.
Always.
Now, here's my first question, Mr. Ed Stone.
Yes, sir.
I want you to tell us about the reality of wrestling level up show that is happening this Saturday night.
Reality of Wrestling Level Up is this Saturday, June 12th. That is a big show coming up. I am excited, not just for my match, but just for some of the matchups that they have going on. Like along with being a wrestler, I am a wrestling fan, and I love good wrestling when it's done properly, when it's done right, and it's entertaining. So, like, this is that show. This is where you go to see that. So, along with seeing guys like Gino, like Mysterious Q, now Q, Tommy Bolton. You have all these guys, Ryan Davidson. You have all these guys coming in to do an incredible show, to see some incredible fights. Like I'm hyped up, not just for my stuff, but for their stuff as well. But let's not forget, it's a title for title match, me versus Jace Valor on Saturday, June 12th at Level Up. I mean, that's what we really. That's what's going on. That's what I issued. That's what I wanted, and that's what we getting. So I mean,
Speaking of,
you can't tell me this ain't gonna be a good show. You can't tell me this ain't gonna be good.
Hey, listen, I think it's gonna be a great show. I wish I could be there in New Orleans. I'm so jealous of JB. He gets to come out there and he's close by everything. But I've been following your career a little bit on YouTube. I saw a few of your matches, and JB's having problems. Can you still hear me, Mr. Stone?
I'm still with you. I'm still here.
All right. I've seen that you got a really a very I don't even know the word I'm trying to look for. That's how much of a skill set you have. You got a few finishing maneuvers, which I like.
Yeah.
You finish your opponent with a lot of different moves. You know, one of my favorites, the blockbuster. I've seen you do the blockbuster. You get big high on that blockbuster, which is one of my favorite moves of all time, because not an easy move to do. Because you got to get the elevation, you got to get that springboard feeling to get up and get over to get that neck and snap back. I love that. That's number one. Number two, the Samoan drop. Let me tell you something about the Samoan drop. People think the Samoan drop's easy, and for some it is, because all you do is put a guy on your back and drop him. But you don't just do that. You go from the knees and you elevate. So what you do is, when you got the guy here in the fireman's carry position, you don't just drop him. You jump up and drop back, which makes it lethal, knocks your win out the opponent 1, 2, 3. But my favorite move you do, my favorite move you do is I don't know what you call it, but it's one of my former finishes. It's called the TKO, the tantalizing knockout. It looks like a modified F5, but it's more of a cutter. And let me tell you something, man.
It's a suplex cutter.
Yeah, I think you dropped Isaiah. I think that was a match. I'm not sure. You dropped him on his chin, man. Looked like you almost killed the dude. I loved it. I thought you snapped his neck, and I loved every bit of it.
Man, those are my three favorites, but those are just that's just the tipping point of my artillery. I throw everything in my matches. It's no, you ain't gonna see the same thing. I'm trained to fight every way I need to. I train to fight hand to hand. I'm trained to throw people like rag dolls. I lift weights like it's my damn job because it partially is.
That's from your
So
time in Lion
anything I
Pride
need to
Sports,
do.
right?
What's that?
That's from when your time in Lion Pride Sports, correct?
That's my time over my entire life. My entire life has been gym and wrestling. When I was playing sports, I played basketball and football in high school. I played football in college. I watched nothing but wrestling all through that. When I got my degree, I said, Pops, I'm going to be a professional wrestler because that's where I always knew my talents were going. There was no one specific thing. It was me being able to do everything that I put my mind to. It's exactly what I do in wrestling here. There's no singular style. There's no one thing that I do. I will throw everything at you, and you will see me do anything I put my mind to.
One quick question, Mr. Stone. You went to Nicholls State, correct?
That's correct.
Where's that? I'm not familiar.
Nicholls State is in Thibodaux, Louisiana, about an hour outside of New Orleans.
Okay.
That's where I went. That's where I studied psychology there. I played football for 4 years. I was a tight end. And then after that, I said my life is wrestling.
Now, let's get back to your opponent, Jace Valor, the Revolution champion of Wildcat Wrestling.
Yes, sir.
I saw your video when you called him out. You said no champions from anywhere came at you. So you had to flip the script and you called him out. Why Jace Valor?
Honestly, it had nothing to do with Jace Valor specifically. I trained at Wildcat Sports. That's where I started. That's where I learned my basics. It could have been anybody in that position, but it was Jace Valor who seemed to be the Revolution champion. And hey, I commend him. I respect him for all that he has done, for every defense that he's ever had, for everything that he puts up with, for everything that he fights through. I commend him. I respect him for that. But it just happened to be his time in that position. It could have been Jay Spade. It could have been Chuck Devine. It could have been anybody. It could have been the boss man, Luke Hawks himself. But it happened to be Jace Valor. And so my challenge was for the champion. Jace Valor is the best, and he represents it. And I want the best. I'm going to take out the best. I will prove that there's nothing like me, and there's nobody that can compete with me.
Next question. This is a title for title match. Winner takes all.
That's right.
With you at Reality of Wrestling now, and your old stomping grounds being Wildcat Wrestling, how important would it be to you to represent both organizations as a champion of each one?
I'm proud of where I came from, and I'm proud of where I'm at now. Right now, I represent both at the same time, but I represent Reality of Wrestling as a champion. Not many people. Many people might not know this. I've never held a title at Wildcat Sports. There's no the heavyweight title, the Revolution title. I haven't held either one. The tag team title, haven't even held that. I want to represent both companies, not just for them, but for me, because this is a step on my path. This is what I am designed to do, to show everyone that wrestling is me. I am wrestling. It is important to me. It is in my soul. It is in my heart. This is literally everything that I've worked towards, is to represent everything that a company needs, to be the face that it needs in front. I'm going for greatness. Greatness requires gold.
So I see you're not complacent with the one title you have already. So
I'm proud, but complacent? No. I'm always wanting more.
So let me ask you this, not to be the rain on your parade. Let's say you go up against Jace Valor and you don't get the job done.
Excuse me?
You heard what I said, sir. What happens if you don't get the job done? I ask the tough questions, man. This not a show we sugarcoat.
I can
I keep
see
it real.
that you be asking the tough questions, but be careful now. Just because we threw FaceTime or chat time or whatever this is, don't mean I can't find out something and come see you, bro.
Mr. Stone, with all due respect, it's not about me right now, but if you ever want to check me out, the name is Tantalizing Tony. Look me up. But let's get back to the question, man. You sound like you ducked a little bit. What happens if you don't win this match on June 12th?
That's not happening. Look, I will never take anything from Jace Valor. Jace Valor is fast. He is quick. He is agile. That man deserves to be champion. I
So
will not
it's
take
safe
a
to
damn
say,
thing from him. He deserves to be champion. But the problem is, my eyes are set on that title. And I promise you, anybody that is in the way of my path is getting trampled over. That's just me. That's not logic. That's not life. That is just Edge Stone being Edge Stone.
so it's safe to say you respect them, but respect goes out the window when the belt's on the line.
Respect is everywhere. But when I step through that curtain, when I step in that ring, you are an opponent to me. You are an obstacle for me to overcome. Respect is respect, but I'm a fighter and I'm a warrior. I'm a damn titan.
Tony, you are a
Yo,
wrestler. If anybody asks you that question, you're gonna say the same thing. I'm not losing. Come on, man. Put two and two
let,
together.
let's get something straight. Word is not in my vocabulary. I am a wrestler. I'll always be a wrestler to the day I die.
Tell him.
And I understand exactly where he's coming from. Edge Stone has my respect. Listen. I'm not the. I'm not the. I'm not the. I'm not throwing no powder puffs on my question because people want to know who this guy is and where he's coming from and where his head is and where his heart is. And listen, he answered the question the way he's supposed to, with conviction and with dedication. He says he's gonna run all over this. He's gonna be a double champion, and I'm not gonna argue with the man. I believe him. I'm just gonna ask the
You better.
question. I'm doing my job as a broadcast journalist. That being said, you know,
I respect it.
hey man, nothing but respect for you. And like I said, you can look me up, and I'm 53 years old, bro. But ain't nothing between us but space and opportunity. Take it away, Jerry.
Look,
Okay.
Edge,
I
my
like it.
man, Tantalizing Tony wants to come out of retirement and wrestle one time for his kids to see, and he challenged somebody by the name of Jay Spade.
Uh,
Hey, my man,
good luck.
it's always
Good luck.
room.
That's another one, man. Good luck.
He's a great wrestler, as are you. But there's always room on the card for anybody that wants to come to the plate. But like I said, it's not about me. It's about you and this title, man.
Man, I want to represent everything that a champion is because that's exactly how I feel in my heart and my mind. That's exactly how I walk whenever I walk into a door, whenever I walk through the street. That's how I do it. I've represented reality of wrestling on all over Texas. I've taken it to Florida and represented it. I've fought. You've seen my YouTube. You've seen me fight Super Beast. I've represented that title, other titles. I've represented Texoma with titles. I am here to represent what a champion is, what a fighter is, because that is who I am. That's what I do.
Well said. Um, let's go back in time now, because you were saying right after you finished college and football and you graduated from college that you decided to become a wrestler. What was it that made you make that decision? Why did were you influenced from another wrestler? Go into detail about why all of a sudden you had decided to become a professional wrestler.
Man, I grew up watching wrestling. At 7 years old, I saw wrestling for the first time. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't unglue my face from the screen. 2001, I saw my first live wrestling event. I saw the Royal Rumble in New Orleans when Stone Cold Steve Austin won it, and I
Yes,
shared beers with The Rock.
that's right.
The most incredible moment, the most memorable, incredible moment of my childhood. I even looked up at my brothers when we were there and told them one day I was going to be a professional wrestler because that's what I saw myself doing. That was my dream. That's exactly who I was. That's all I wanted. I got my education. I did what I was supposed to do. I was an athlete. I competed, but my heart was always in wrestling. Watched it throughout the days. When I graduated, I literally stayed in New Orleans looking for a school and working on Bourbon Street as a security guard, getting in fights most weekends, taking care of myself, doing the things I need to do. But wrestling every Monday was watching Raw. Every day was watching old videos, was watching New Japan, was watching Ring of Honor. I was watching whatever I could get my hands on because that's what I really wanted to do. And I had a stubborn ass roommate that literally asked me every day, what was I doing to get myself closer to working on my dream? So big ups to that man.
So you mentioned The Rock and Stone Cold were two of the guys that inspired you. Who are some other wrestlers that inspired you that made you even feel that this could be reality? Because as you well know, this is not an easy business to get into, and your dedication has to be on the next level to get where you want to be. So who else inspired you to get into the ring?
Man, I was inspired by the entire Attitude Era. Rock, Stone Cold, Randy Orton, Triple H, Batista, John Cena, all of them when they came in and showed actual personality, showed actual anger, showed a lot of intensity. That is what made me fall in love with wrestling. Was being able to do all those things and be able to let out what seemed to be like a monster inside. And that was what inspired me. Those are some of the great ones. Edge is in there as well. I watched this wrestling. I watched it all the time, and now living this life, I make 6 years in September. And when you say the amount of dedication, the fight you got put in, just saying that doesn't even talk to half of it. This is a job. This is a work. This is a business. This is yourself. This is a brand. This is investing in who you are and showing it to the world. This is literally putting yourself out to show everything you got, knowing that you could possibly fall on your face or not, or just not succeed in this. But you put your best foot forward and you're going to take every step you got. For me, I take every step proudly. I take every step forcefully, and I fight for everything I want in this business. And I will have everything that I desire in this business.
Now, Wildcat Wrestling is celebrating 10 years of being a training facility, and then having shows also. You started with a Wildcat, am I correct?
That's correct. That's sir.
All right,
2015.
there we go. Tell us about your time in Wildcat, and tell us about how Luke Hawks, how great of a person is he, how great of a trainer is he, and so on. Tell us about your time in Wildcat.
My time in Wildcat was it was amazing. I literally learned my basics there. I learned everything that I brought over to reality wrestling, and reality wrestling took and has built me up as much. But everything, all my basics, my everything that has literally brought me to where I could go was because of Wildcat, because I had great coaches like Luke Hawks, like his students, Matt Lancy, Socorro, Jay Spade, Buku Dow, now with MLW. Those were my coaches. Those were the guys that brought me up and showed me everything I needed to do in wrestling to show me the proper way. Because a lot of times you do have some schools that don't teach the proper stuff, but they taught the proper things at Wildcat Sports, just like they teach the proper things here at Reality of Wrestling. They teach what actual wrestling is. They don't teach you how to just jump around and just jump in the air and just do ridiculous things that could almost break your neck. They teach you actually how to be a wrestler. I am
Yeah,
forever
Wow.
thankful for everything I learned at Wildcat Sports. I will always speak of Wildcat Sports as my home and as the place that I started and began, and I will always say that proudly.
And with Wildcat, it shows, the work y'all put in. It shows because look at you at Reality of Wrestling, Buku Dow MLW, Ricky Starks AEW, and then you had Katie Forbes also at Impact Wrestling. So the job that is being done at Wildcat speaks for itself. It is phenomenal, and my hats go off to each and every one of you guys that have worked at Wildcat, that are there, coach, train, whatever. My hat goes off to you because you guys at Wildcat are always put on a good show. And when I see people like you on to the next level, man, I'm really happy for each and every one of you.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that very much.
what I really want to know is this, and um, I don't know if it's a tough question, but it's just a question. What would you be doing? And I know it's hard to say because you are a wrestler, but if you weren't wrestling, what would you be doing?
I'm actually doing exactly what I would be doing if I wasn't a professional wrestler, and that is a personal trainer. I run my own personal training business out here in Houston, Texas, and Houston, Texas. Stone Age Fitness, man. I even have my own website, Edgestone Island. Literally, go check that stuff out. It is up and running. Check it out. But yeah, man, I run my own business as a personal trainer out here.
Nice. I'm, like I said, when Jared told me you were coming on the show, I didn't know that much about you. I'm not gonna lie. I'm on the East Coast. But as soon as he mentioned you, I looked you up right away. And Jared would tell you a lot doesn't impress me because I'm a student of the game. I wrestled since 1993. I go back a little ways, and I'm old school WW. I'm old school WWF. I'm Rocky Johnson, Tony Atlas.
I love
I'm
it.
back in the days of the '80s, and of course I'm an Attitude Era fan, of course. But let me tell you, I watched the matches. I watched about 6 of your matches on YouTube over the course of this week, and I'm telling you, man, I was very impressed with your cadence of how you work a match, how you work a crowd, how you have your timing. Because you're how tall are you? How big are you? What's your
I'm
weight?
6'4". I'm 6'4".
So you don't move like a 6'4" dude. You don't lumber. You
No,
move like a middleweight, which is great. You're very quick and agile in the ring. You're very athletic. I saw you do a standing moonsault and into a pin, and it impressed me very much. I did my homework, as you can see.
I
Um,
appreciate it, man.
Now, because I respect you, and like I said, I'm a student in the game. If I hear about somebody, if Jared tells me this guy's worth checking out, I'm gonna check him out. And like I said, I'm very impressed by you. And I'm really looking forward to somehow seeing this match this weekend because from what you're saying and everything that you coming across, man, I think it'll be a dual champion. And from there, the sky's the limit.
Bruh, I'm winning my battles up here, which means I'm going to win my battles in the ring. That's literally what my dad has preached to me growing up as an athlete. That's what any athlete knows. That's what any athlete does. That's how it works. That's always how you're going to operate if you really know how to work the game. Yeah, that's pretty enough said on that, man. That's literally how it works. My pops will tell you everything that I need. My pops literally framed me to be nothing but the best that I could possibly be. He still does it to this day. He still encourages me to try new things, to literally test my body's limits. I am in the prime of my life. There is nothing I can't do that I don't see, that I don't want to try. I'm crazy enough and I'm insane enough to go for broke and do what I need to do to make sure. You even said it. You didn't know who I was until you were told about me. But when you watched me, now you're gonna keep out for me, ain't you?
Listen, bro, I'm
I say
invested
it,
now.
I say
I'm
it
invested.
humbly and proudly, but for real, now that you're seeing my stuff, you gonna keep an eye out for it
Oh, I'm
because
definitely invested. I'm invested now.
exactly because there's nothing like my work. There's nothing like me in this product, and that's all I want to prove. That's all I want to bring, and I say this humbly but also proudly because at the end of the day, I am going to take what is mine and what I deserve.
Let me say this. Let me ask you a question real quick. But let me just touch on what you just said. You made a great point because once I did see your stuff, listen, man, I watch a lot of wrestling. I watch a lot of people, and I cut off after one match. And I didn't just keep watching your match because this was the show. Because I could fake an interview easily. Jared will tell you, I don't got to know topic. I'm that good that I could fake an interview and just feed off what he's saying. But I actually wanted to watch your matches, which is was not easy for me to do because there's a lot of wrestling in the world. So you got to keep me intrigued to watch. But what I wanted to ask you is this, because I got a 19-year-old son, and you said something about your dad. I want you to tell me, what would you tell a young man of 19 years old coming up, what they could do to follow their dreams? No matter what it is, wrestling, being a doctor. What is your blueprint? What would be your advice?
My advice is honestly the realest thing is that understand that whatever you want to do, if you don't feel, if you at the end of the day, You have got to work your ass off. You have got to spend all the hours putting in everything you can into that dream, into that job, into that career, whatever you want in life. You have got to put every hour into it. At the end of that day, you should still be feeling like you didn't do enough. That's a real feeling. I tell you right now, I will work my ass off. I will do everything I can to get the best out of everything. And I still feel like there's so much I need to do. I still feel like there's so much training. I'm literally doing this interview from Reality of Wrestling, not to be fancy, not to show off, because when I get off of here with you guys, I'm getting in the ring to train. Because I got more that I still need to do. I got more things that I need to get better at, even in basic form. I got so much more that I can be doing to be better. And that is my thing. Understand that anything you want, you have got to work your ass off. Nothing is going to be easy in this life, especially now. Nothing is going to be easy. You've got to work your ass off.
Well said. The true definition of staying hungry and perseverance. Never settling for anything.
Always, never
Well,
settle.
Hey JB, let me tell you something else though about him that's really refreshing. It's
Go ahead, my brother.
not just his dedication and his his work ethic. It's his humility. I like that he's humble as well, and that's hard to come by in the wrestling business. Humility is the first thing you lose, when you're in the business. So to be humble in this business it's a big deal.
Definitely, definitely. So we got about a couple of minutes with Edge Stone here. Edge, I like to know, what is a dream match of yours that you would like to have with a certain wrestler?
Uh, I have a whole bunch of dream matches that I could possibly even think of and shoot out. But literally, right now, there's one match that I did when I was younger, earlier in my career, not really younger, uh, earlier in my career, I had a match with Stevie Richards, and it wasn't the best. It wasn't the best. I felt like I could have done so much more, and that's a match that I would love a second chance at, and a chance that I would love a match that I would love to be able to redo and really show my actual potential. That everything I've learned now, I want to bring that back to the table and show that man that I've literally learned from everything that he has ever taught me. Because he's come through Wildcat Sports so many times. He's best friends with Luke Hawks. He's come through Wildcat so many times, and I've learned so much from him. I would love to redo that match and show him that everything that he's taught me comes through, came through, and has literally left a mark.
Gotcha. Tony, you got another question for Edge? Edge Stone?
No, not any more questions. He's covered the bases on everything I want to know about him. I just want to tell him one thing personally. I want to tell him that listen, man, I'm rooting for you this Saturday. I really believe you're going to do it. I think you're going to take the title, be a dual champion, and I want to see you back on the show. I want to see both titles over your shoulder.
I got you. Let's do that.
And let me tell you why I want you to do this on a personal note. You're going to inspire me because I'm in my comeback phase right now. I'm about 8-9 months out, and your inspiration will help me to maybe push a little further. So I'm gonna feed off you. I'm gonna live vicariously off of you, and I'm counting on you to get these titles, man. Because once you do, we'll talk.
All right. I got you. I got you.
Ed Stone, is it safe to say? Let me back up 1 second. We're gonna have Luke Hawks joining us next month, July 17th.
I love it.
And I know Luke is planning for a show. He hasn't had a show out here, I think, since when I met you at the Revolution Rumble in 2019. That was his last show. When Luke gets his show up and running, is it safe to say Ed Stone will be in the building?
I will be back. When Wildcat Sports is up and running, I will be back.
Definitely.
I will be back. Definitely. I will be back.
And I will see you there, my friend. I will see you there. Definitely. Tony, anything?
I just want to say, Mr. Stone, I like to call you Edge, because you got an edge to you. Thank you so much for coming on to the show. We appreciate you, your humility, your dedication, your honor for the business. And thank you. I want to wish you the best of luck. Godspeed to you this Saturday, June 12th, my daughter's birthday. So that might be foreshadowing of a good thing. You got this, man.
Let's go. Thank you guys so much for having me, man. I appreciate it so much. I'm gonna be back soon. I'm gonna show you them 2 belts. I got you, boss. Y'all have a hey. Thank you guys again for having me on. Really appreciate it.
Definitely. One more thing. Is there any way we can watch the show this Saturday?
No, I do not believe so, but we will be having a stream out soon. The match will be out very soon for everyone to check out that can't make it this weekend.
Definitely.
The minute you get that stream out, we'll put it up. Where's the show going to be if people in the area they want to come?
The show is at Reality of Wrestling, Booker T World Gym here in Texas City. It's 7 o'clock this Saturday. Guys, if you're going to come into Houston, come on and check this show. Come on and see this happen. Watch greatness in the making. Come on.
Definitely. Ed Stone, we thank you, my brother. We appreciate your time joining us here on the show. We will have you back again. Thank you, man.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Y'all be good.
Right. Thank you, man.
Definitely. Reality of Wrestling TV champion Ed Stone. And he's going to put on a great show this Saturday. I'm with you. I really believe Edge is about to be a double champion. I mean, he's been with Wildcat Wrestling. He never had a title. I knew that. It's due. And for him to have 2 belts, this is going to be major, major, major.
I'm rooting for the guy. Let me tell you why. He impressed me. He really impressed me. And I ain't gonna lie, he got under my skin a little bit, which made me a little antsy and made me a little. It gave me that little feeling in my stomach I ain't had in a long time. So I hope he does what he says he's gonna do. Because if he does, maybe I gotta make a trip to Houston or New Orleans, wherever I gotta go. Because ain't nobody ever too old to get their ass whooped.
Oh man, yes, the Edge had to go get ready to train. But I used to work with his brother, his older brother Tyrone. You know, Tyrone used to always tell me about, you know, his brother was a wrestler and everything, and I went to check him out. So, you know, I know his brother. But this was a great interview to have with this guy. Everything he talked about, from Jace Valor to Wildcat to Reality of Wrestling, and your questions, which were wonderful. I had fun with this one. I had a lot of fun.
Bro, of course we do a good job as we always do. We had some technical difficulties, but as usual, as the star of the show, I held it down. I showed everybody why this should be called Over the Top Rope with Tantalizing, but it's okay. It's okay. I digress. No, but on real talk, Jared, great job getting Edge Stone to come on. It was a great thing. You got Luke Hawks coming. We got dudes. We got the podcast guys coming, right?
We got dudes at Ringside Podcast this Saturday. Right. And
this Saturday.
We got Luke Hawks July 17th, who is the owner of Wildcat Wrestling. And
right.
then
I'm gonna definitely talk to him.
Oh yeah, I know what you want to talk to him about, definitely. And we have AEW's Amber Nova joining us July 22nd. So yeah, we got a lot on tap coming up.
In the horizon, we got LA Smooth coming down the road somewhere. And I'm hoping this Saturday I should have a surprise for the viewers. A little special something, a little unboxing, hopefully, this Saturday.
Okay.
We'll see. You know, UPS, better call, I'm gonna call you tomorrow by UPS. Track this shit, bro. They better get it here. But I just want to say, Jared, man, you're doing a great job. You know, the show's going great. I know everybody loves seeing me. Let's talk about some personal shit real quick.
Go ahead, bro.
Real quick, as you can see, if you look at me, I'm looking a little svelte right here. You know,
yes.
If you know, I'm down a little bit, right? You know,
yeah.
Look at the neck right there. I got the traps working. I'm clanging and banging every day. I'm down right now. Let me tell you right now, so as everybody knows, I started at 389, went down to 355, went back up to 360, now went down to 339. I was 339 3 weeks ago. Weighing myself today. Everybody, drum roll, please. 305, baby!
Yes.
6 pounds away from the 200s, baby. Let's go.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Now, before we go, let's talk about something right quick that had me down. And when I say had me down, I was down. Oh, wait. Oh, Mikey. That's the real star of the show. My man Mikey will make his appearance. What's up, Mikey? How you doing?
Tell him. Say it loud. Say it loud. Stay tantalizing. Tell him. Good job.
That's right,
Yeah.
Mikey. When I found out that Leo Rush was retiring, man, Tony, I was so hurt. I was so hurt because I'm a big fan of Leo. You know that. You was with me.
Me too.
Yeah, you too. And when I saw that, man, I just couldn't believe it. I was shocked. I'm hoping sometime in the future when he's fully healed and healthy, he makes a return. Because to me, I hadn't seen a talent like that in the ring since AJ Styles was younger. That's just me. But man, that hurt. Go ahead, my friend.
Yeah, man. 25 years old at the peak of his game right now.
Right.
But I'm gonna tell you something, man. When you get injured and the injury really goes through, it's not just the physical injury, it's the mental and the emotional too. And when you got a family, you gotta make decisions. I think he made a decision based on what's best for him right now, but he's only 25. I'm gonna predict he heals, he reassesses. We ain't seen the last of Leo Rush.
I hope not. I hope not. I want Leo Rush back in the ring somewhere. I don't care where it's at, man. But that is one of the best talents in the world. I don't care what nobody says. I don't care if you don't like him from what happened in WWE or whatever. I don't care. The guy was young. He made a mistake. He learned from his mistakes. He's matured, and he's one of the best talents ever. He was going to be the first guy ever to have signed with two different major organizations at the same time, with AEW and New Japan Pro Wrestling, and it's not going to happen. But I wish
Yeah,
Leo Rush all the best and get healthy, heal up. I wish you the best, my man.
yeah, me too, man. Godspeed.
Definitely, definitely. This Saturday, 2 days, we have the Dudes at Ringside podcast joining us. That's Metal Geek and Joe the Panther Jr. We're going to talk with those guys, talk to them about, how they came up together to create their podcast show, people they've interviewed, plus get their takes about Impact Wrestling Against All Odds pay-per-view Saturday night and NXT TakeOver in your house Sunday night. So we're going to get their takes on some of the matches. We'll give you our takes. Tantalizing. Any last words?
Nah, man. We'll be back Saturday with the Dudes at Ringside podcast to pick their brains, and we'll show them how while they're great hosts, but while we're the best hosts on television.
That's right.
And out there streaming it in YouTube, Twitch, wherever it is, those guys are good. But I want to just quote a line from Rocky 3, which Apollo said to Rocky. He said to Rocky, "You fight great, but I'm a great fighter. They host great, but we're great hosts."
Yes, indeed. Shout out to our good friends, the Dudes at Ringside podcast, who's going to be joining us. Oh, man, that's our friends. Hey, Dudes at Ringside podcast. Y'all know how tantalizing it is. Y'all know it. Y'all know how he is.
I keep shit real.
Yes, indeed. Also, once again, thank you to Edge Stone for joining us on the show. We appreciate you, Edge Stone, and we look forward to having you back on the show sometime in the future. Other than that, my man, Tantalizing Tony, thank you for holding it down for the issues I was having on my end. I don't know what happened, why I kept freezing or whatever, but I thank you for holding it down on your end with Ed Stone. Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome. Let me just tell you something real quick before you go. You know, Jared, everybody knows I should be the host of the show, and maybe I had something to do with your little technical difficulties, because everybody's got a price for the tantalizing one.
Oh, maybe so. Maybe so. But I'll never know. Maybe Jace Valor was trying to, like you said, kill this kill this recording with his opponent this weekend, Edge Stone, but hey, he wasn't successful. But for my brother from another, the tantalizing one, tantalizing Tony, it's your boy. I didn't get a chance to say it earlier, but I'm gonna say it right now, Mr. Still Yo Dibs. We'll see you Saturday night with the Dudes at Ringside podcast. Other than that, peace.